As I mentioned last week, here at Alchemical Records we are fans, and fans are unsurprisingly a little preferential about artists. Our preferential treatment begins in the form of our lack of official reviews. We write about what we like and we share the reasons why something struck a particular chord with us. From our point of view, there isn't a reason for us to spend precious time in web space explaining why we don't form a connection with a piece of music. And history has proven that committed musicians will generally improve without our help some of the many variables that turn a great song into an excellent production delivered with emotion. That isn't to say that more formal reviews won't become part of our future, but it is to say that introducing them would be a carefully considered and thoughtfully planned endeavor. When I was younger and someone asked for my opinion on a piece of music, I would make the mistake of giving honest, constructive feedback, which occasionally resulted in hurt feelings. Now I typically reserve my boldest ideas to clients who hire me as a marketing consultant, because in that role, artists seem to better understand that my feedback is directed towards helping them achieve a specific objective they have identified, and isn't attached to any potential personal preferences toward a particular composition, genre, or production style. At heart, I'm just a fan of music. Equally, I'm a fan of artists and enjoy exploring and sharing an artist's stories, their journeys, what motivates and inspires them, and experiencing their growth and evolution together with them over time. I had reached out to Jimmy Davies of Jimmy's Chicken Shack at some point to ask if he would be interested in producing a record with Yellow Tie Guy. In response, he asked me to read Letters to a Young Poet, a collection of letters written from acclaimed poet Rainier Maria Rilke to a young student, Franz Xavier Capus. In the letters, Rilke intends for Capus to understand that the young poet does not need Rilke's approval in order to craft his artistry. Sending me the book was Davies' way of essentially telling me you had the power inside you the whole time. I still recommend this book when someone wants my opinion on artistry. I think if it were true in the early 1900s, it is more true today that artists have all the necessary tools to achieve their artistic visions, which is particularly why focusing on helping artists get the word out became so essential to Alchemical Records' primary goals. That leads to another aspect of our pro-artist perspective in that we provide context for fans by mentioning other artists producing complementary sounds from various locales. It's basically our way of saying, hey, if you like this artist, you might also like these artists. When we do it properly, it also says, here are some artists from around the world that share some common musical elements. There is something truly powerful in that statement given how technology has progressed our ability to experience music from around the globe like never before. In a way, that is how I became introduced to the music performed by the Arab National Orchestra, and now I cannot stop listening to it. There are just the right amount of familiar and unfamiliar musical elements that together are incredibly fun to listen to and offer a unique perspective tonally compared with Western music. So while we are working on improving the accessibility of our content to persons with disabilities, we are also working on becoming a multilingual publication. Another worthwhile pursuit our team believes could be really special for the international community represented within the greater Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, while ultimately continuing to provide more and more opportunities for artists to reach more fans like us, wherever they call home on this little blue marble. Thanks for reading and your support of the artists we have the pleasure of being fans of with you. Daniel.